So Nintendo recently released their financial reports for the first fiscal quarter of this year, which for them consists of April through June of 2018, and it's interesting to say the least. The total amount of software sold as a number was pretty good, 17.96 million units. The big sellers were Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze with 1.4 million copies sold. Hopefully, that means we get some more Donkey Kong on the way. I'd love that. And also Mario Tennis Aces, 1.38 million. That surprised me. And again, I really hope that translates into more Mario sports games. Crossing my fingers and toes for Mario Strikers. I think we really need a new one. And Nintendo Labo had 1.39 million in sales. Now what you'll notice is those big sellers don't make up too much of that almost 18 million total. So we're talking lots of smaller games, older games that made up that number, which leads me into the next figure, hardware sales. 1.88 million Nintendo Switches were sold, a 4.4% drop from last year. Now, that might not seem like that big of a deal to you, but beyond a drop not being great, let's remember this is in comparison to the same period last year. What was going on with the Switch during its early months on the market? They were damn hard to find. Demand far outpaced supply during that time. So the sales potential was there to do bigger numbers. The systems themselves just weren't available for people to buy. And that was not an issue this quarter. So I would have expected the numbers to be better, actually. But you don't have to go far to see what the main problem was here. Going back to the big selling games. Nothing there that would be considered a system seller. Nothing there to get people feeling like they need to run out and buy a Switch today. And not only that, but there's some pretty big stuff about to come out. Now, a while back, Nintendo projected 20 million Switches to be sold for year 2. And while these high projections are looking more and more out of reach, they're not as far as you may think. We have 2 heavy hitters still to come out this year, and they're about as heavy as you can get in terms of IPs, Smash Brothers and Pokemon. Now the problem is, Pokemon in particular kind of has an asterisk next to it. It's not a core Pokemon game, more of a casual spin-off. So I think we're really going to see the pure power of the Pokemon name on display come this holiday, as there are a good amount of core fans who have been voicing their displeasure with this new entry. Returning to Kanto seems to be just as big of a problem for people as the gameplay changes, funny enough. I see people getting pretty angry about the pandering to Gen 1. I kind of get it. Personally, it doesn't really bother me. Stuff like the Pokemon Go style catching of the Pokemon is what I don't like. And it will be interesting to see how successful this game is as a tie-in to the mobile game. Will this bring people over who don't have a Switch but are avid Pokemon Go players? There's a lot of sales potential there if they can convert those people. Because, yeah, I mean, there are still tons of people playing Pokemon Go out there. And as always, for the more core fans, don't forget, if it's not your thing, the next core entry in the series is coming next year. Late next year, Nintendo recently clarified. Unsurprisingly, I think, aren't they always like late in the year, like November or something? Anyway, we're at a weird time right now. Myself, I don't see these numbers as portraying any sort of significant drop of interest in the Nintendo Switch itself. It's just an off time. And this is kind of why in a recent video I discussed the potential of maybe Nintendo remaking or remastering more of their old games to pad the number of releases on the cheap throughout the year. Overall, while there has been some great games, in terms of the major releases, the trek towards the holidays this year has felt more like a limp. I think they could have really used something like a Splatoon during this time frame. Not saying like actually a Splatoon game, you know, a game on that level. I don't think you needed another Zelda or Mario level game essentially, but something again on a Splatoon level around this time, I think could have gotten more people to pull the trigger on going out and buying a system. Because here's the thing, why I say I don't think this really demonstrates a lack of interest in the Switch, because I think you have a lot of people who want the Switch, who are going to buy the Switch, but they're waiting for Pokemon and Smash Brothers. They know they're coming, and you know the systems are only going to get cheaper at this point. Maybe we'll see some Black Friday deals this year. Games will continue to get discounted, so in terms of building up your library, it's only going to get easier again as time goes on. So if there isn't anything making you excited right here, right now, and you haven't bought one yet, obviously you're going to wait. And speaking of the people waiting, the bundle potential, Nintendo is crazy if they do not release a kick-ass Pokemon Let's Go Switch bundle to launch alongside the game. Get some like Pokeball-themed Joy-Cons or something, a nice decal on the back of the system, get maybe some new colors out there, which I think we really need right now. We have all these awesome Joy-Con options, but when it comes to the actual Switch tablet, you don't really have much of anything. I think Pokemon would be a great way to shake things up with something cool in that arena, but sticking with the quarter of this financial report, still not the greatest overall. This year in general is going to be dinged by some of the delays too, I think. I believe if Dark Souls Remastered, honestly, I believe if that hit its original May date, that's when it was originally supposed to come out, I think that game could have helped out a bit. When that title was first revealed during a Nintendo Direct, don't forget we didn't even know Dark Souls Remastered was going to be a thing before it showed up during a Nintendo Direct. And that's like all people in the Nintendo community were talking about after that. And now after this long delay, and again, we're starting to get into that holiday season, the releases are starting to ramp up, interest has really died off, I think, and I think the sales of that game are going to suffer as a result. Also, don't forget Yoshi and Fire Emblem, while not necessarily planned to be released during this quarter that was reported on, they were supposed to be 2018 games, and now both have been pushed into 2019, so that's going to hurt a bit. I'm personally super hyped to get Fire Emblem on the Switch. I don't know how pumped others are, but I'm really excited for that one. Speaking of, hopefully we'll get a Nintendo Direct soon that will kind of give us a bit more perspective on what we can expect beyond this holiday. I think until the end of the year, things are pretty much set. But come January, things are going to be up in the air again. Hopefully they do have a plan for a steadier flow of releases in 2019. Because still, given what was released during this period, the April and June, I don't find these numbers to be really surprising. If you don't have games people want to run out and buy, they don't have a reason to run out and buy your system either. Pokemon and Smash are sure to do mega numbers for them come this holiday, but the key now will be just how big of numbers will they do. That's going to be interesting to see. And I almost forgot, don't forget, besides just the hardware and software, when we're talking about, making money, profits and all that, I can't stress this enough. Come September, they are adding an entirely new revenue stream with their paid online service. If you guys don't follow this stuff, wait till we start to see the numbers of what they're making off that service. It's probably going to be pretty silly, because it is with PSN and Xbox Live. Anyway, with that, this video is a wrap. Let me know your thoughts on this recent earnings report in the comments. Do you think Smash and Pokemon can move enough systems to get them on track to deliver a big year 2 for the Switch? As always, I'm John Zakari, and thanks for watching.